It's either blue cheese or wings. Go fuck
Are we live?
We are live. We're live on Twitch.
Okay, I'm not going to say Twitch.
I'm
not going to say what I was going to say then. Happy birthday
Happy
to
birthday.
Buffalluminati.
Well, it's a Jeff, but happy birthday, sir.
Hold on, I'm not done. I don't want to cover up my cool decor.
Well, you can today. It's fine for today.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. My name is Truman. Fuck. Why don't they make strong magnets anymore? God.
Perfect. Now it's a party. Anybody watching live? Let me get my camera situated here.
Also, I'm listening to another YouTuber's video right now, which is probably not good for our algorithm.
Yeah, don't
turn that off.
Put a little mute on that.
I got this button. I'm trying to use a fridge magnet to keep it connected, but it is not working. Birthday mode on, baby. Listen, it fell. So I don't know. I'm not a person who likes to celebrate their birthday, but unfortunately for me, every time my birthday comes around, I'm blessed enough to have a lot of people that come out and make me feel loved and give me celebration. And for that, I cannot hate, and I have to show love. So no matter what, anybody who showed me birthday love, I really appreciate you, especially the mega corporations who made sure to email me today so that I would purchase their products. You guys are the best. And I will for sure be spending all my hard-earned cash patronizing your facility, your place of worship, your retail establishment.
Cash register. Well, here.
How come every time I go to Walmart and self-checkout, they email me a survey?
Well, God damn it. Because they do all the time.
That's creepy, though. How do they know it's me?
Because you're in the algorithm.
Because of my card? They got my card saved and my email? Is that champagne?
There we go.
I can't even drink any of that.
Oh, shit.
I got to be over here drinking an off-sponsor brand.
It's listen, as far as we're concerned, this is Labatt Blue, the unofficial.
Well, I mean, mine's not Labatt, though, so I don't know if I want to show it.
Labatt Blue, not a sponsor, unless...
Mine is truly Labatt.
Yes.
Made in Buffalo. Where we manufacture strawberries and lemonade.
Yep.
Shit, it's hotter in here than it was outside.
Yeah, so I know you just came back from birthday celebrations before you were getting on here. So how was that? How was everything?
Ooh, I love this hat a lot, but I got to take it off. Everything was great. I mean, as you know, I've been under the weather a little bit lately. But today, I've been literally drinking tons of water. to the point where I had like irreversible hiccups, and I thought I might kill myself. So for like the last,
I don't think you could say that on Twitch. Just be careful.
Well, I'm sorry, I forgot we were on stupid ass Twitch. I thought that I was going to drink so much water that I might do what that lady on the radio did. And, yeah, because I had like incurable hiccups a lot. I'm sure I didn't drink that much water, but I did drink a lot of water. But I got to say that is the ticket. If you're sick, drink a bunch of water as soon as you get sick, because 2 days of suffering and am I 100% cured? No. But do I feel 100%? Do I feel a lot better? Absolutely. You can still tell by my voice I'm getting over it, but I don't feel like I'm drunk. The problem is, when you got to go to work and you're sick and you feel like you're drunk and hungover, but really you're just kind of got the fever. But you can't afford to take the time off, so you got to go to work. That's where I was at. And I wasn't even going to take my birthday off because it's just a random Wednesday. But because I got sick this week, I decided I would take it off. And here we are celebrating my birthday. I went out to the Dollar Tree, the DT, which is close to my family. If you know, you know. Purchased some decorations at the request of my producer, my ever-invasive and overreaching producer. But
all up in your business.
I almost bought a banner, one of those like birthday girl fucking sashes. That almost happened, but a lot of people were crowding me in the birthday out. But I've been rambling for a minute. I feel like
you want me to take back over?
What are we doing today? What are we doing? What is this? What is this even about?
It's about your birthday. It's all about you, Pearl.
They asked me what I do and who I do it for.
Listen, I also got to shout out Dollar Tree for my hat and decorations and these really weird party poppers that have glitter all over them, and now it's all over me.
Should have went to the Dollar Tree.
I did.
Oh.
You look like you had a lot more selection. I had a lot of balloons, but that was about it. They had all Christmas stuff. It wasn't even Halloween.
Well, my family,
it was Christmas.
I was hoping one of my members of my one of the several members of my family that works at Dollar Tree was working, but they weren't. So I had to go in on my own and kind of pick out instead of having some kind of direction. I would have got some balloons and shit as well, but I totally forgot.
Yeah, that's fine.
I was like, this stuff looks good. And I literally have one sign covering the other sign. What good does that do?
We'll fix it. There you go.
Put this down here in front of the Buffalo. Oh, God. This is, it's awful. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday to me.
Oh, this is what it needs to be all the time. Guess who started yelling just now?
I mean, as you can see, the New York Yankees are in the World Series for the first time since 2009. So, if you're a returning viewer, one of our several thousand, loyal fans, you might notice a couple new things here over on the backdrop. See, here we have our core four, 5-time world champions, Jorge Posada, Derek Jeter, Mariano Rivera, Andy Pettitte. The core four, 5 world championships between them. I'm just feeling in that World Series spirit right now with the Yanks going back to the World Series for the first time since 2009. We're going against those goddamn Dodgers, which apparently is the most repeated World Series championship face-off of all time with, I think, 12. So it's exciting, but it's also scary because they got Shohei Ohtani, who may be the greatest baseball player of all time. As much as I don't want to give him that, he might be.
You see what his baseball went for? It sold today?
No.
$4 million.
Gee, oh my.
And it's
That's
over
a
that.
lot.
It's 4 point
Even
something.
for sports memorabilia, that's a lot.
Yeah, it is the.
But he literally is like you've never seen. Even if you want to go back to Babe Ruth and that, and like I understand that's different, and I'll be the first one to give you that. Nobody's ever seen somebody who can hit and throw, who can hit and pitch like him at the same time. So I'm worried. I'm worried about the Yanks, but also, you know what sucks being a Yankees fan? Is like you get Aaron Judge, and you're like, look at this phenom. He's going to dominate the league. And then what do? They bring in Shohei Ohtani, who also dominates the league, but in pitching and hitting. Where it's like any other year, like any other era in Major League Baseball, Aaron Judge would just be the greatest player in baseball right now, no question. But because of Shohei Ohtani being quite possibly the greatest baseball player in history, that somehow overshadows Aaron Judge, who's still also somehow one of the greatest baseball players in baseball history. Like, it's a crazy time we're living in right now. It's a crazy time.
And we thought that was all happening during our childhood in the 90s, and it turns out it was just roids. Now it's just talent.
Right. In basketball with Michael Jordan, 100%. Yeah. With baseball, where everybody was juicing and, even Mark McGwire came out and admitted, and Jose Canseco and said that he himself shot up Mark McGwire in the buttocks with steroids. I mean, all those records mean nothing. That's why, for me, I prop up Hank Aaron, Babe Ruth, and Hank Aaron. Obviously, Babe Ruth wasn't on any performance-enhancing drugs, and Hank Aaron had to deal with, besides being one of the greatest best baseball players in history, had to deal with racism to the point where he had to leave out the back door of the building because he might get fucking assaulted and trash thrown at him. So for me, it's Hank Aaron. I think Hank Aaron is for real the best baseball player ever. But people try and still give Barry Bonds and people and Mark McGwire and people their flowers, even though they were clearly on steroids. Where are we? What is this?
This is one of the greatest podcasts we've ever done. I'm going to take this hat off now, though, because it's digging into my skull along with the headphones.
I don't know if I've worn this on the show before, but the Buffalo Bison's Buffalo Sabres inspired baseball jersey.
I was going to say, while we're doing sports, why don't we move on to the Buffalo side of things? We can start with the Sabres, since you just shouted them out.
I mean,
season's just starting.
Season's just starting. I'm watching a lot more of the Sabres than I was last year. You can't call me a bandwagon fan because guess what? We still kind of suck. But I mean, we got our first win under Lindy Ruff before that like 3-4 game break we had, and we came back and I think we won one, and we were doing so like you would expect. So, like, am I expecting a lot out of the Sabres? Not really. But if they can make the playoffs under Lindy Ruff with his first year back as a head coach, that's incredible. I mean, obviously, it's basically we're at the point we got a super young team with a seasoned coach, and we're about to see what happens. I mean, to be honest, I don't have a lot of optimism just because that's kind of what we've been doing, and it hasn't worked as far as the Sabres. But with Lindy Ruff, I do. It does give me a little bit of that hope, where I'm like, okay, every team he's coached has made it to the playoffs, including us back in the 90s and in the early 2000s. So I'm literally praying that happens so that I can be like, yay, Lindy Ruff, yay, the Sabres. So let's do it.
I would love nothing more than that. It's obviously too early in the season to tell where exactly we're going to go.
Such a long season.
Yeah, exactly. Like we're going, we're not even in winter yet, and it's not till it's summer.
Yeah. More recently, we've been the young team that's like, okay, we're young and we got all this promise, and then it's like, okay, we start out shaky, and then near the end of the season, it's like, okay, we're kind of holding a projected playoff spot, but then by the end of the season, we've lost our playoff spot and we're out of it.
Right.
So that's kind of like where we've been the last bunch of years. Like we come on hot in the second half, but then still don't do enough to make the postseason. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, if you're a Buffalo fan, you gotta love Lindy Ruff. If you don't agree with him coming back as our coach, you gotta love Lindy Ruff.
For sure.
For obvious reasons. And if you're of our generation, the black and red means a lot to you. I literally got this Bison's jersey because it looks like the black and red Sabres. I got the black and red Bison's hat to match this, but of course, I've mentioned to you before, like, because you and I buy a lot of New Era hats and stuff, and I'm like, the Bison's black and red, when it was hot last year, I looked and they did not have the 5950s. They had like the 3930s.
Oh, you mean the actual Sabres black and red hat?
The Sabres black and red plain, like it was always a gimmicked hat, like it was the old school smaller baseball cap, like the 3930s. I don't even think I saw like a 59 or what's the other one?
5150?
Where it's the snapback. Not 5950, but something else.
4950?
Where it was the snapback. Like they didn't even have the snapback. So when I saw this, and Facebook is really great at advertising stuff that you want to buy. As soon as I saw this, I had to buy it. Even though I bought this and the Bison's matching hat with it, because I've literally been waiting for this hat for years. Like since they brought back the black and red, to bring back the plain black and red on the New Era, just the plain New Era cap, nothing fancy, nothing crazy. It's a beautiful hat, and I had to have it. So if we can turn it around and make the playoffs while I'm wearing this hat, would be amazing.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. I would love to see where we go. I want to see what Lindy Ruff does. Like we said, long season, so we'll see where it is. Like rough start.
But it's a new coach.
New coach, new system. I think there's still.
You gotta give him at least 2 seasons.
Right, we can't do the rotating door of this, that, the other, adding positions.
Because that's what, exactly. Because that's where we've been since the Pagulas have owned the Sabres. Let's be honest, and they promised a championship for the Sabres before they even owned the Bills, and
that's facts.
Obviously, the Bills seem like they're much closer to that than the Sabres at this point.
For real, I can't argue with that at all.
Yeah. I don't care how many people say that Pakula should sell the Sabres. I love the fact we are literally blessed that we have an owner that owns both our sports teams. Like, I don't know. You can argue maybe it'd be better with a different owner on the Sabres, but for me, the one Buffalo thing, like I love that. That's what more could you want? And a lot of sports owners don't get to have that because of their business relations and conflict of interest. A lot of sports owners have to own sports teams outside of, like, if they want to own multiple sports teams, they have to own their other sports team outside of the city in which they are already own a sports team or do business. So for the Pagulas to own both, we are very unique in that. I think a lot of people don't realize that. And as much as you want to maybe hate on the success of the Sabres recently, you can't hate on 716 Plaza and the upgrades and the things that they've done down there to that area. I mean, that's, for me, if you want to argue about a championship, sure, but what the Pagulas have done and meant to the city of Buffalo is a lot. And you can't just discredit that because of wins and losses. Like, that is, they're more than wins and losses to the city of Buffalo at this point.
Yes, but to play devil's advocate, one could argue about stadium funding and other things, but
I agree. I mean, if you want to argue, we should have added a dome, go F yourself, because adding a dome adds like $1.5 billion to the bill. So you're already complaining about taxpayer funding going towards it. And then you want to say that we should have built a dome. Okay, so you want to fund more of that? No, you don't. Okay, so then shut up. And then the other part of that is like, that is literally how business is done in sports, whether it's NFL, MLB, NHL. If you're a city that hopes to maintain your team, you're probably going to put some tax income in on that new stadium, that new arena, whatever it is. There are very few stadiums and arenas, if you do the research. There are a few, like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the new Los Angeles Rams / Charger Stadium in LA, which is crazy because that was like $5 billion. But those are privately funded by the owners of their stadium. But that is rare. And I understand people are like, well, the Pagulas are billionaires, they should fund that stadium. If you want me to get behind that, 100% I think a billionaire should fund the stadium. But if you want me to get behind the Pagulas should be the first, like, you know what I mean? Like, this is literally a precedent that's been set throughout the league, aside from a few exceptions where taxpayers are almost always paying for your team to stay in your city or to build a new stadium. So for people to complain that their tax money, which is literally like individually so minuscule, to go towards that stadium is crazy to me. You don't get a say in anything else that your tax money goes to. But this is the one issue that you, like, the people in Buffalo want to throw their hands up and be like, this is ridiculous. It's like, they're not doing anything else with your tax money that you want. But this is the issue because it's publicly known that this is what we're doing with your tax money.
I don't think that's the only one where people are upset where their tax dollar is going, but
well, no, but it's like, I've seen it somewhere. Even there was a report somebody's going to build a new stadium in some city, and it's like people are upset, and I'm like, you can't be upset that they're going to come for public funding, because that's literally how it's done. That's the precedent that's set. That's like being upset that a fig tree produces figs. Like, you can't be upset that something that happens all the time happens. That's literally scientifically and logically insane. Like, you can't be like, that happens all the time, but this one particular time I'm going to pick up a problem with it. Like that. No, if you had a problem with it, you should have had a problem with it when that city was publicly funding it, before it was your city. You know what I mean? Like, you should have had a problem with that. You should have a problem with those local officials, that government. If you have a problem with your local funding going towards the Bill Stadium, you should have a problem with your government officials, not with the Pagulas. Like, that just seems like common sense with me, but people want to hate on the Pagulas, which I can't stand, because it's like, all they've done is help us. Like, are they billionaires? Could they afford to foot the bill themselves? Absolutely, 100%. And if you're looking for somebody to be against the billionaires, look no further. It's me. I hate the billionaires. But if you want to sit here and pretend like we should be different because everybody else has been the same, like, that doesn't make sense. The precedent is you're going to pay tax money to keep the Sabres. We're going to have, or the Bills, excuse me. You're going to have the Bills for 30 plus years now, because we're building a new stadium. What are you complaining about? I feel like the most of the people complaining are people who don't go to the games. And they're like, why is my tax dollar going to that? Because your tax dollar doesn't go to anything that you want it to. That's why. So don't start with this. If you want to start complaining, don't start with this. It's crazy. Social media has made people crazy. I'm sorry. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. This is exactly what I wanted. This is perfect.
I'm sure it's what you want every episode, but you never get it. I hope this is what the people wanted.
Well, we'll find
the truth.
We'll really find out in a few days, because.
And then.
Go ahead.
Listen. It's a little unrelated, but listen. Gambling is so legal now. If you thought the league was rigged before, when Tom Brady was the quarterback of the Patriots, bro, Patrick Mahomes is the quarterback of the Jets. Or, Jesus Christ, I'm drunk. The Chiefs. Listen, I grew up a professional wrestling fan. I've seen wrestling once or twice in my career, in my life. If I was going to book something, how does a team that is being booked as one of the weakest teams in the league have a record that's 6-0. Can somebody explain that to me? This team is being billed like their quarterback is ass and their team is ass. Travis Kelce is past his prime. Everybody sucks. We need a new wide receiver because our receivers are injured. This team is 6-0. This team is the only team that's left in the league that's undefeated. I'm just saying, I've seen wrestling enough times to know exactly what the hell a Bryan Danielson story is or a Daniel Bryan story is. And you're trying to make the Chiefs look like the underdog somehow when they never will. Because at the heart of every NFL fan, they know at the end of the day, they're going to win. Like, if it wasn't for the Bills, I would have stopped watching the NFL a long time ago. Because it's like I literally every Sunday, I root for the Sunday, Monday, Thursday, I root for the Bills to win, and I root for the Chiefs to lose. And the Chiefs constantly win, and the Chiefs are constantly going to be in the fucking Super Bowl. So for me, it's fairly obvious what's going on here. If you've ever placed a bet on an NFL game, if you've ever placed like a 4, 5, 6, 7 leg parlay on an NFL game on things you thought were guaranteed money, even shorter than that, 2, 3, 4 leg parlay, you tell me the league's not rigged. You tell me to place a bet on a game and you tell me the league's not rigged. Past your first couple of introductory bets, because they always give you the first few so you stick around and you continue to bet and put your money in. After those first few introductory bets, you tell me if the league is rigged or not. The league all the leagues have more reason than ever to be rigged. There's more gambling influence than ever before in history, and the money made off of gambling is tremendous. I don't even want to watch sports anymore. But go Bills, go Sabres, and go Yankees in the World Series for the first time since 2009, the last time we won it. Don't you worry about it. Yeah, we're going against Shohei. He's a guilty, cheating, gambling bit. You think you're going to lose all that money out of your account. You don't know where it came from, but it went to your interpreter. Why does your interpreter have that much access to your bank account? Because you gave him the money to place the bets.
You're going back to last year?
I'm all over the place, man. The Yankees are going to win because Ohtani, probably lose because they want Ohtani to win one. The Bills are going to lose because we're always there's probably a lot. We're the Cody Rhodes. We're the Bills are the guy who like you build up to get the fans behind you, and then they take the L and put over the heel, whoever the bad guy is.
It's all about the chase.
Right. Because before, nobody cared about the Bills. When we were in our 17-year playoff drought, everybody hated the Bills. They're like, we were the Cleveland Browns. They're like, the Bills, who are the Bills? They suck. And now we're the team that like, oh, well, we can get there, but, we can't pull the trigger. We can't do it. But it's also, we're like the most popular underdog team that I remember seeing. Like everybody wants to. It's like if it ain't the Chiefs, I'm rooting for the. You know what I mean? Like we got a lot of bandwagons. We got a lot of people who are suddenly like, well, the Bills might be okay. Back to compared to when we were younger, when nobody liked the Bills except for us who lived in Buffalo and Western New York. Like we're finally getting national recognition and all that. But like I said, I've seen wrestling before. Like, if you're going to build somebody up to be a champion, what you do is you make them seem like the underdog. And that's exactly what the Chiefs are. That's exactly what happened last year. People all year were like, Patrick Mahomes, he's not the same. This year, same thing. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, they're not the same. Oh, but they signed DeAndre Hopkins for a 5th-round pick. That's crazy. A 5th-round pick. And then he's about to ball out for them. Why? Because they're the Chiefs and they're about to win the championship so that they can say at the end of the season, the Chiefs are the first team in NFL history to three-peat. Listen, no team ever in NFL history has hosted a Super Bowl at their home stadium until Tom Brady went to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And that was the very first team to host a Super Bowl in their home stadium was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Tom Brady as the quarterback. Never happened before in history. The very next year, the Los Angeles Rams hosted a Super Bowl in their home stadium. Never happened before in history until the year previous. 2 years in a row. But the league's not rigged. Like, bro, the league's it's been 60 years plus. And this happens 2 years in a row, and you expect me to believe that like I'm some kind of stooge? And meanwhile, since then, the Rams have ate ass.
We had to show off that new $4 or $5 billion stadium.
Exactly. Bro, this league is trash. They can't even hide it. They're officiating anymore. Like, you watch a game, the officiating is absurd. Ugh. It's my birthday, but it's coming around about the NFL. It's crazy. It's a scam. The NFL is a scam at this point.
I did tell you whatever you wanted to do today. So go off.
I forgot to buy a cake. I'm sorry, Rita. I forgot to buy a cake. She went to bed probably.
We're sorry, Rita. We'll make sure he gets cake.
It's like, you deserve cake.
You do. You deserve cake.
I do, especially what I've been going through outside of this. If you know, you know.
My NFL update is I got the new Bills little people for this year. Josh Allen, Dion, Matt Milano. Yeah, they have them.
Okay. I know they don't run out like they used to because now they like mass produce them.
But then I saw an ad now they got a whole alternate color set where they're all in red like the ones that I have. Like this one.
That's the problem. That's the problem with mass producing them because now you're releasing multiple sets per year. Come on, son. When they first released those, it was like back in the day when you had to be out for something.
Well, that's before they even had the license. Because I went and tried to find that set, and it doesn't even have the Bills logo on it. It just says, like, Buffalo.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, Buffalo football.
But it's probably expensive as shit, huh?
Not horribly. The problem is a lot of people are selling them in sets for, like, $400. And it's like, I don't want the set. I have everyone. I just want the first one.
It's like if I go to Wegmans every year, I can just buy it for $20.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pay $400.
They're 25 this year. Inflation.
Inflation don't make sense. Want me to rant on that? How the hell does the Taco Bell $5 box go to $7? Where was the $6 box?
What's the deal?
It's a Jerry Seinfeld joke. Where's the $6 box? It doesn't exist.
Oh my goodness.
But that's what I'm saying though with inflation. They're like, all right, everybody knows about inflation. So we're gonna make these boxes $7 instead of $6. It's like, where was the $6 box? I don't even go to Taco Bell. But where was the $6 box? Never seen it.
It wasn't there.
Daddy wasn't there. Take me to the fair to get a $6 box. But you can't get at the fair anyway because the cheapest thing we got at the fair was like $8 and it was an ice cream cone.
Yeah.
I'm still broke from the Erie County Fair. I'm still recovering from the Erie County Fair.
I will never financially recover.
I will never financially cover from going to the Erie County Fair.
I went twice, bro. I went twice.
Yeah,
I'm still trying to figure it out.
You live up there. I had to drive.
You have to pay for parking, though. You're fine.
Yes. Yeah, my body paid for that, though. You saw that walk. You saw that walk back to the... This girl that I work with was like, oh, I saw you at the fair. You were leaving. And I was like, oh, God, no. It's like, I hope you didn't see me leaving. I look like a homeless amputee. Like, what? I was limping. I was limping out of there with some blistered feet.
Oh, that's great. I do miss the fair. We gotta go out and do something in the field soon. Let's go to a cider mill or something.
We do. Rita asked me where this live was going to be. I was like, just from home.
Yeah.
Just from our respective homes. She's like, oh, that's lame.
Yeah, not from Lock 34. Or any of the
She
other
said, oh,
fair.
she said, oh, that's lame. But then she went to bed before 8 o'clock. So who's really lame?
Oh, shit. We are doing one thing this Saturday. We just put it in the books, and I got to actually reach out to them. But our little outing to... Oh, what, you can't go now?
Okay. I didn't know that was a work outing. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Midget wrestling.
No, it's not.
Oh,
it's just regular wrestling.
Regular wrestling. I swear to God, if I see any of these guys in the big leagues, I'm going to be their biggest fan because I saw them one time at an indie show in Buffalo.
Well, I mean, it's put on by a wrestling school. Grapplers Anonymous, and they invited me to a show last month. I went. It was great. Everybody was super nice. Within the last month now, Jim Cornette got wind of him because Daniel Garcia, Buffalo's own, who's on AEW, that's where he trained. And Jim Cornette was not kind, but we're gonna go check it out, and we're gonna go see what it's all about, and get people involved in the local.
Who's D-Laz Biffle?
I'll see. I will respond later.
Okay.
I saw that in the messages. I'll get to it.
I'm gonna heart react it.
Okay. But it just derailed me. Make sure you check that out. We'll be posting about that Saturday, and I'm sure we'll have an episode up about it. Get some interviews. I was talking to see if anybody was available, but yeah, it should be a fun time.
One of those intrusive messages.
Yeah, okay.
Like, join the group. Like, you like this on Facebook, join this messenger group, and you're like, what the heck is this?
I got a very graphic one earlier.
Join our messenger group.
In our group thing. The bots are crazy.
Bro, bots are crazy everywhere. I don't go on Threads, but I went on Threads recently, and it seems like a lot of bots on there. It seems like I don't know what Twitter was like before or after Elon, but it seems like Twitter now. Basically just Twitter, lots of bots and sex shit. And I'm like, why would I even be on this?
I don't know. I saw Jelly Roll just got off Twitter, so at least we did the right thing and never got on. Or X, sorry.
No. Never. Apologize for that. It's called Twitter.
I know.
Anybody who's an asshole enough to call something that has a name X after he's already named his children X is fucking insane. Like, come on, dude. It's Twitter. It's always been Twitter. It's always going to be Twitter. If you are a YouTube, I watch a lot of YouTube. If you're a YouTube content creator and you say Twitter or X, I respect that. If you say Twitter and refuse to acknowledge it as X, I respect that. If you only acknowledge it as X, you're a piece of garbage. It's Twitter. It will forever be Twitter until we die. Okay? X is nothing. X.com. What is X.com? That is nothing. That's a porn site. What is that? That's nothing. It's Twitter. Even if you go to X.com on a daily basis, what do you call it? Most likely Twitter.
What do you send? Tweets or X's?
I mean, what's it called now?
I think they're called X's.
Exactly. And I mean,
I don't know if that's a thing or not.
Elon Musk has probably had one of the most interesting character arcs I've ever seen. Like, he started out as this like genius superhero that everybody was like, Elon Musk is the man, and then he started to speak his opinion, and people were like, Elon Musk is a smart guy with dangerous opinions. It's wild how people turned on him, and
Well, I think the cracks in the facade started to show once he started opening his mouth. Like, people started to realize, oh, he didn't invent the Tesla car. He bought the Tesla car company.
right. And he didn't invent free speech, and nor does he fully endorse free speech, because if you have something negative to say on him, about him on Twitter, he will block you or ban you.
He just banned the Elon Musk parody account recently.
Right. So he's for free speech up until a point, just like other social media platforms. So really, is he any different than Facebook or anything else?
Twitch,
which is, I mean, not to give him any more traffic if you're one of the few people that watch us, but some ordinary gamers, who's obviously a huge streamer, a YouTuber. I just watched a video on him talking about Twitch and how it was one of the worst platforms. But even just as like consumers of Twitch, like you and I can probably report on that. Like, I like Twitch for the personalities that were on it. Going on Twitch now, it's like, it's not great.
We're on here now because I couldn't get the Facebook to work or any of the other ones, but I found a possible workaround, and we'll see what happens. We might just stream here for a little bit, or we'll figure it out. I'm sure.
We're on here because Twitch sucks. That's why. I hate how everybody on Facebook has to be like, oh, I'm streaming on the purple side because of the algorithm. Like, if you advertise that you're streaming on Twitch, Facebook will bury you.
Oh.
Not that we advertise on Twitch because we're better than that.
We don't really advertise on anything because we don't have advertisers, unless
we advertise on our socials.
Yeah.
But we leave spaces open always in our shows for advertisers. Y'all just ain't biting yet.
Yeah, this could be an ad one right now.
Could be an ad right here, because you see how we're talking about nothing.
Yeah.
About except for a potential ad. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's Google. Maybe we got Google on the back line. Maybe we're refusing to answer a voicemail from Google, hoping that you would put an ad in on our video so we could support local business.
That's what we want. We want local business sponsors.
I got a call on Google. I got a call on my back line right now from Google. All right. And they started in a garage, and they're telling me that I can also start in a garage, but I just have to sucker all my listeners and viewers into, some stuff, and I'm not with it. You know what I mean? I want you guys to.
First, you need a garage.
First, you need a garage. I got a shed. But, I just want you guys to, to like it while it's free before we start charging. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, we're going to charge you $5 a piece to like and subscribe. So you better subscribe now while it's free.
That's a good point.
Asterisk, hashtag, this is not right, but.
Oh.
You know how many channels I subscribe to on YouTube?
I got at least 150 on mine, I think.
There are times where I'm like, I'm subscribed to too many, but also I don't want to relinquish my subscription because I still want to support those people. One of them is Tommy Mitsu. Every time he's here and he sees my YouTube, he's like, unsubscribe. And I'm like, no. I'm going to watch your 2 Tekken videos forever. We appreciate your happy birthday balloon from the dollar store.
Oh, yes. I was going to get a big one, but then they had these little ones, and they were a lot cooler in design. Birthday mode on.
But you don't have a Dollar Tree, do you?
No, it is a Dollar Tree.
Oh, is it? I messaged two members of my family today. They both work at the Dollar Tree. I was like, "You're going to be at the Dollar Tree today? I'm coming through." And neither of them were. I didn't get any deals at the Dollar Tree. Not that I was looking for those.
Can I use your employee discount? Oh. We've been going for a minute there, sir. You got a lot of birthday thoughts.
I bet I don't remember them. It's it probably came from a lot of other places, but
Hey,
came out as birthday thoughts.
In the words of the late great Gord Downey, let it out, let it all out.
That lady I told you about from work, when she was like, when I talked to her about Rick James, she's like, "Oh, I used to live in the same neighborhood." It was because she said she has apparently a lot of, like I told you, a lot of money. She lived next to a lot of influential people in the Buffalo area. And she said the phrase "money talks." And I was like, "Oh, like Rick James said." And that's what brought up that, "Oh, I used to live next to Rick James or in the same neighborhood." And I was like, "Oh, is that the neighborhood you're in?" And she's like, "No, this was this neighborhood." And like, she seemed to know a lot, but then she wanted to get all political and tell me that if, Kamala Harris, we were all screwed. Yeah. So, like, if you vote for Trump, cool, man. But like, if you vote for either party and you're like, if I don't win, we're all screwed, get out of here with that. Come on now. I don't care who you vote for, but if your stance is, if my party doesn't win, we're all screwed. Have you paid attention to any of the umpteenth years of elections that have happened? When your team doesn't win, guess what happens? You live, you pay bills, you go to work, everything changes. People are going to be like, "Oh, well, bills went up when Biden was in office." Bills went up because of COVID, dog.